at Chippewa Creek Farm, and today I'm going to bring you along on the journey to second ferment our batch of kombucha. We're going to be making some delicious fresh squeezed citrus juices so that our kombucha will really pack a vitamin C punch and strengthen everybody's immunity, everybody in the family that will drink it anyway. So come along with us and let's do it. Alright, so we've always juiced things by hand, which you can absolutely do. It's not hard, but we found this juicer and we thought it might be nice, since we've been juicing a lot of citrus fruits lately, to give it a go. So let's see what happens. We are on our last lemon here. It worked so well. The pulp and the seeds are in here. I selected just medium pulp because we don't mind a little bit of pulp, but we definitely don't want too many seeds. I see a few little seeds got through. It's all right, we will fish them out, but not spill this everywhere. There's our lemon juice. We got 400 mils of lemon juice, and this will do kombucha, but it will also make iced tea for us. So we're just gonna pour that into a jar and set it aside, because we're also going to juice some Cara oranges. Okay, that's locked back in place. I'm just going to scrape this into a container. We're actually going to be putting all of our lemon rinds, we have quite a few, as well as this, into a container with vinegar to make some lemon vinegar for cleaning. Alright, so we've got our lemon rinds. And we're not going to be eating this vinegar, so I'm not worried at all about making sure the outside of the rinds are clean. It's absolutely fine. Just going to shove them in there. Going to scrape as much of this into there as we can before we give it a little wash in the sink. So the part goes off. Got our seeds and our pulp. We'll just give that a quick little wash. And we'll top it up with vinegar. I need to find my other jug of vinegar. Got our full jug of vinegar here, and we're just going to cover those lemons up, and they're going to sit for a week, and I'll see how they're doing after that. Now this is a brand new seal I just put on this jar, which is why I trust it with the vinegar. If it was an old seal, I would be a little bit wary about whether or not the vinegar would eat away at it, but the new silicone should be absolutely safe. And we've got our beautiful lemons. I might just leave that out on the counter because it's pretty. Now, I was going to pick up regular oranges to do this with today, but Cara oranges, which are blood orange, were the same price at the store today as regular oranges. My kids love the taste of Cara oranges, so I thought, why not get those to juice? Seems like it would be fun, and it's probably going to be beautiful. I do need the bigger, it comes with a bigger thing for oranges. I thought maybe the Cara were small enough that it would be okay, but they definitely are. Look at that, beautiful. Gonna keep juicing. Alright, you see all the pulp we got on top there. We have about 400 mils of Cara orange juice. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to throw a few of these in here and put some vinegar on top of them as well. And we'll have a beautiful orange vinegar for cleaning. There we go. And we're going to top it off with our vinegar. There we go. And we let it sit. Maybe I can cram one more in there. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so here we have my kombucha. This has been fermenting for a week. It is half green tea, half black tea. I use green tea, white tea, black tea, all interchangeably to make my kombucha, just depending on what we're feeling like at that time. So I ran a class last Tuesday, so that means I was fiddling with the SCOBY mat, and I can see that it has formed a new mat all the way across the top. I wiggled it a bit so it's a bit far from the edges there, but the mat looks healthy. And so it's time to bottle our kombucha. We could definitely just drink it straight out of here. You could just take this, put it in a bottle, and put it right into the fridge. There's no need to second ferment this at all. It's full of good bacteria, but we really like to make it carbonated and to make it flavored. So let's do that. Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me here while I try to do this without having an extra hand. But basically all you're doing is you're putting this underneath the tap, turning it on, filling your bottle about 3/4 of the way full. All right, bottled. We have our funnel. As you can see, it has a tiny little notch out of the side here, and you might be thinking like, oh no, is it dented? No, it's so when you put it in your jar, it can actually still breathe, and so the liquid you're pouring in will actually flow into your jar. If your funnel can't breathe, then it's not a funnel for bottling, and it's not going to go in unless you're lifting your funnel and pouring your liquid at the same time, which kind of defeats the whole purpose, and you still need another hand. So find yourself a funnel. I think I got this one at IKEA as part of a set. It was a really good purchase. And then we're going to take our jars that are partially filled. We're going to add a little juice. So I've got my Cara orange juice here. And it's as simple as that. We're going to go through, we're going to add orange juice and or lemon juice to our jars. That's it for the orange juice. We are done. And as you can see, the funnel does not fit in the top of those, so we're going to be pouring that very carefully. Alright, we've got a couple left here that need lemon juice. Let's see if we can do this without spilling everywhere. Now, when you second ferment a kombucha with lemon juice, the resulting liquid is very similar to a sour IPA. So it's a very good replacement. Got one more little one here. We're going to put just a tiny bit of lemon juice in because I'd like enough lemon juice to make a batch of iced tea as well. So we're going to leave that lemon juice, and we're going to grab a few other add-ins for our lemon. I've chopped up a few frozen cherries, and we're just going to put those into the jars with the lemon. cherry lemon. Sometimes I put my cherries in a blender and make them super fine, but we really enjoy eating the fruit out of the kombucha ferments. Either way, the fruit is packed with probiotics and it is fermented, so it stays good. The only thing we don't really enjoy eating are strawberries. They're a really soft fruit, and when you ferment them in kombucha, the kombucha tastes good, but the strawberries often taste over fermented, so that's something that we do just compost when we're done making kombucha with them. All right, almost done there. You can already see the fermentation starting to bubble up. That's the yeast getting really excited about all the sugar that's in here. Just about showed you guys without putting the cap on. You can see already it's beautiful. All right, let's get these capped. And now they sit in the cupboard for at least 3 days. We'll see how long we leave them for. Hi everyone, Christine here again. I know for you guys it's only been a hot second, but for me it's been, when did we do this? Tuesday or Wednesday we started? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it is Saturday. Whatever that amount of days is, a couple days. I usually do not let it go this long, but I did not have time to film until today. So, I've had some sick kids and just some things going on, so I let this ferment for longer than I usually would. Usually, if I bottled it on Tuesday, by Thursday, I would be burping it and it would be in the fridge, and that would be good for us. What I did do the first night, remember these ones we made with lots of lemon juice? We tasted them the first night and they were way too lemony. So I forget if I had one, I think 2 bottles. We actually ended up blending more cherries, making a batch of white tea, sweet tea. So just a white tea bag and a liter of water. I mixed it with half a cup of sugar, let it cool, and then mixed in probably half a cup of blended cherries to that, and we divided it between 4 different batches, split the really strong lemon stuff up so everything got equal amounts of extra cherry, extra sweet tea, a little bit of extra water, and the original lemon concentrate. So if you're using lemons like I did, sparingly. So this is about a liter, so you're gonna want not a lot of lemon juice, like a tablespoon or 2. Definitely not like the 1/4 to half cup of lemon juice that we ended up using. That was not good. Not good, too much lemon juice. So we have not tasted them since they've been fermenting though. So I can see here we've got lots of bubbles happening, which means we're gonna have lots of carbonation, especially in the cherry lemonade white tea ones now. So let's get them open. This is our cherry lemonade white sweet tea second ferment. And I'm gonna hold the top because I'm a little bit concerned about how carbonated it is. Maybe roll up my sleeves. Oh, this is one of the hardest bottles to open too. Okay. Okay, all right, not bad at all. So, just a tiny bit of carbonation in that one. The orange ones, I do not shake them first because I don't want to encourage any extra carbonation to, woo, and that one you can see would have overflowed if I wasn't holding the cap. So the orange ones are quite carbonated. Every time I let go of the cap, it's trying to escape. So definitely this one is supercharged fermented. Let it calm down for a second. We'll try it again. Let's try another one of the cherries. We'll give this one a little shake first, just to shake up all of our ingredients. And you got a bit more carbonation. Maybe had a few more cherries in it, but not a ton. It's gonna be really good actually. We'll cap it. Let's try another. Ooh, all these oranges are gonna be so carbonated. This is why you use pressure rated bottles, okay? You see it wants to come right up out of there as soon as I let any carbonation escape. And sometimes I get so carbonated that you can never save all of it. And that's when I just send my son outside with them and he lets the top bit flow out. You could quickly pop the top and dump it into a glass really fast, or hold it over a bucket and catch what falls out in the bucket too. All right, we're getting there. I really want to taste it, so I would like for this carbonation to calm down. All right, we're getting there, we're getting there. It's just like any other pop. You gotta give it a sec. Okay. Oh boy, all right, we're gonna cap this again and just kind of let it calm down and see if this is one we might actually have to take it aside. Okay, let's open up one of these bottles that have our cherry in it, and we will give it a little sample. Now it's not cold, I like it a lot better cold. Ooh, that is tart, but it is going to be so good on ice or with a few extra frozen cherries thrown in. And the longer you let it ferment, the less sugar it's going to have in your final product, because the yeast has eaten more sugar. So if you like a sweeter product, definitely don't let it go days. We're talking like let it go 1 or 2 days in your second ferment. These, we can always add something to if they end up a little bit too sour for our liking. But very reminiscent of a fruit sour beer, if that's what you're looking to replace. Very good. Lemon is definitely your friend. Lemon does inhibit a little bit of carbonation, as you've seen. Now let's see if we can get this to cooperate so I can pour a little bit into my cup. Okay, the second time opening it, it was okay. So now we're gonna get a little bit in here. That is really nice. That is so carbonated. And very reminiscent of a Belgian white almost, with the orange slice that you put in your beer. Very nice. I think my son's really gonna like this one. Anyway, that is how you go ahead and you second ferment your kombucha. You can use any fruit you want, any fruit juice, any amount of sugar. You can just add a little bit more sweet tea if you don't want to add any flavor, but you want to add a little bit more sweetness or get it to carbonate a little bit more. Make yourself a sweet tea, and when you're filling this up with kombucha, just add more sweet tea and let it ferment, let it get a little bit bubbly for you. So there's lots of different things that you can do, and I hope that you've learned something today. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment down there, and we will try our best to get back to you as soon as we can. And if you are wanting to learn how to make kombucha and you live in our area, make sure you check out one of our kombucha workshops that we have going on. Kombucha workshops are something that I will run straight through the summer. We also run sourdough workshops, a little plug for that. But we have our last sourdough workshop in March, and that'll be the end of the sourdough workshops until next fall. So reach out to us. We do private events. We do gift certificates for birthday gifts. So anything that you guys might want, let us know. Drop us a line. And any questions, I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, thank you for joining us here at Chippewa Creek Farm, and we hope to see you at the farm one day soon.